family, welcome back to another product spotlight video. In this video, we are taking a look at Mackie's flagship speaker, the SRM 215 V-Class. Mackie has always been associated as pretty much every DJ's first pair of speakers in the Mackie Thump. Those speakers offer tremendous value, great sounding speakers for the price. It's a solid speaker. It's not the world's greatest speaker, but it's a solid choice for an entry-level speaker. And for a while, that's what a lot of people knew them as the entry-level beginner speaker. However, over the past couple of years, Mackie has done a great job of rebranding themselves and going out to compete with the big dogs like JBL, QSC, and EV. And I feel like they've done a solid job of really changing the perception that they're much more than beginner speakers. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys my thoughts on their flagship speaker, the SRM V-Class. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this bad boy right here. So in classic DJ Barr fashion, it's time to whip out my handy dandy box opening shank. So I've already actually unboxed one, which has been my testing speaker, and now I'm gonna unbox this one just for you guys. So upon unboxing your speakers, you're gonna get a quick start user manual. You have your very important warranty information. And of course, you have your power cable. This is an IEC cable that's gonna be used to power your speaker. All right, so here it is. Pretty clean looking speaker, if I do say so myself. Serious output, 200 watts of rock solid power, cutting edge technology, acoustic tuning and system protection. I actually really like that from my testing. Next level control, lots of control when it comes to this speaker, and a built-in mixer with full color DSP. So the Mackie SRM V-Class line of speakers is composed of 3 different models. You have the 10-inch, the 12-inch, and the 15-inch, which is the one that we are going to be reviewing today, and it is an absolute powerhouse. All right, so let's talk build and design. As you guys can see, it is a very sleek looking speaker. I love the clean circular pattern grille. You have the little Running Man logo right here in the center, which I will mention, it is rotatable. Additionally, you have 2 adjacent LED bars on top and on bottom, which are adjustable. And you can adjust that all within the speaker or by using the SRM Connect App. This is one of my favorite features. It gives you full control of your speaker wirelessly. And I really love how intuitive the app is. As you guys can see, as soon as I turn it on, I can toggle from the green to the white. Very easy without any lag or delay. This app opens a world of possibilities with this speaker. Now, the cabinet itself is actually built out of plastic, so that is a bit of a drawback. It's not going to be as solid as a wood cabinet. However, being that it is a plastic build, that means it's going to be a lighter speaker. This speaker comes in at just around 48 pounds. It's not too heavy. It's easy to maneuver. You have handles on sides, left and right, as well as on top. You also have multiple different mounting options. This speaker can be wedged if you want to use it as a monitor. It could also be flown if you want to do a permanent installation like in a nightclub, bar, or a place of worship. Additionally, it's got 2 pole mounts on the bottom, one of them being a 7-degree mount that's great if you're elevated and want to direct the sound shooting down at the audience. On the back of the speaker, we have the brains of the operation. We have our 2000 watt Class D amplifier. You have your on-off switch, click, click. You also have your 4-channel mixer, including 2 channels with a combo jack XLR 1/4-inch input, channels 3 and 4, which offer an 1/8-inch jack, or one of my favorite features of this speaker, Bluetooth compatibility. You can wirelessly stream music right from your phone. In addition, you can also link 2 speakers together wirelessly. This is an awesome feature, especially if you're a wedding DJ like myself, because you can wirelessly connect to this speaker. You can create satellite speakers for additional sound, and that's something that you're not going to get out of many other speakers. And last but certainly not least, you also have a full color display, allowing you to take full control of your speaker. It's very simple to maneuver. You have a single knob control, which will allow you to toggle through the menu, and you can change everything from your 3-band EQs. You can adjust levels, you can adjust the voicing options. There's many different voicing options to choose from. And Mackie also added a feature that allows you to adjust your EQ depending on whether you're playing indoors or outdoors. This feature adjusts the frequencies to give you optimal sound no matter whether you're playing indoors or outdoors. You also have your sub control. By the way, you can get the matching subs for these speakers. They have 2 different options for subs. You can adjust all those settings right here on the DSP itself, or you can use the SRM Connect app, which will allow you to access all those settings and much more. Now let's talk specs and talk about what's going on under the hood. This speaker features a 2000 watt Class D amplifier. It's got a 1.4-inch titanium driver, a custom SIM-X horn for ultra clear highs, a frequency range that drops down to 40 hertz, a max SPL boasting 136 dBs. In addition, you also get DSP and app tuning, and lastly, you also get smart limiting and intelligent bass management. So like I mentioned, one of my favorite features about this speaker is the app control and Bluetooth connectivity that comes built in. But one of my other favorite features is that SIM-X horn. This feature is designed to give you crystal clear highs without it sounding harsh, which is a huge problem that I tend to have with plastic cabinets. It'll essentially clear up the highs without giving you that weird dip that you get at the crossover point. And essentially, this is what Mackie means when they said that this loudspeaker is essentially meant to sound like a studio monitor. They're meant to sound a little bit more well balanced, like you would hear from something like a studio monitor. In my testing, I also became a huge fan of the smart limiting system and the intelligent bass managing system. This feature is absolutely fantastic. Essentially, the speaker itself listens for problem frequencies and adjusts them accordingly so that your sound doesn't get muddy as you start to crank it up and you're reaching higher volume. Now, I will say, in my testing, once I started crossing the 120, 125 dB mark, the sound did start to muddy up a little bit. But keep in mind, asking a speaker to deliver 136 dBs of SPL, that's asking for quite a bit. With that said, I want to give you guys a brief little sound demo. Quick little disclaimer, however, keep in mind that these are very difficult to do because you are essentially listening to a recording from the camera of the speaker. You are not getting a real grasp of what that speaker sounds like.
If this world were mine.
Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it like it's hot.
Debí tirar más fotos de cuando te tuve. Debí darte más besos y abrazos las veces que pude.
My testing, I was really able to see what Mackie meant when they said that this was a loudspeaker designed to sound like a studio monitor. The highs are crystal clear and the mids are clean and shine right through. The bass, which is where a lot of speakers in this caliber tend to fall short on, was very tight, it was very present, and it was actually very punchy, and it's something that I actually really look for in a speaker. With that said, are there some drawbacks to this speaker? And the answer is yes. The build quality, I have to say, it's a plastic cabinet. as you guys can see. So you do have to be a little bit careful with it. I don't want to say it'll easily break, but it is a plastic cabinet. Additionally, as previously mentioned earlier in the video, once you start going past the 120 dB mark, like I said, that's very high, but you will start to introduce a little bit of muddiness in the sound and you're losing a little bit of clarity. Again, Mackie promised that this speaker can hit 136 dBs of output. Unfortunately, I personally wasn't able to get to those levels without introducing a ton of distortion. So buyer beware on that aspect. However, like I said earlier in the video, asking for those kinds of outputs, 136 dBs for a speaker at this caliber, at this price point, is honestly asking a bit much of it. If you're in the market for a solid speaker jam-packed with features under the $1,000 mark, this is a solid option for you to compare with the likes of those like JBL, EV, and QSC. Thank you bros so much for watching this video. I do hope you found it informative. Huge shout out to Mackie for sending this speaker over to review, and huge shout out to you bros for always supporting what I do here on this channel. Please be sure to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you're new around here, and don't forget to turn on that bell so that you can be notified next time we do another product spotlight video. Peace.